Once again, today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual. Typically, whenever I do showcase videos, I like to show you guys how a new character is, if they're worthwhile, or what exactly you can expect from them. But today, I'm going to show you somewhat more of a playstyle, something that maybe if you're able to build these characters, you can play too. Now, warning and a bit of a disclaimer, this is not supposed to be an easy thing to do, okay? Like, let's just get that clear. However, I've been asked a lot about how to play Cleave, if Cleave is good, what kind of playstyle or what kind of characters am I playing right now? And this is the video to address that. So let's get into it. Just as a bit of a quick overview, here are the characters that are pretty important for what I'm going to be playing today. The first character is Zio, who ideally should be fast enough so that you can outspeed anyone that's trying to race you. Faster Ran is also nice for racing against characters like Peyra and Lua, because for some reason, some of these characters will outspeed you if you're not 320 speed. And then we have kind of the two main damage dealers that kind of don't change at all, and those two characters for me are Eternal Wanderer Ludwig, who has been built around that 251 speed. He could probably be about 265 and be better. And Commander Pavel, who kind of doesn't need Guiding Light, but can also be on Guiding Light. To be honest with you, his artifact choice is probably one of the more debatable ones, just because on occasion it's nice to not get one shot by the Aiden and be able to proc, but on the other hand, sometimes you do need the Do Noctis or the Symbol of Unity to do more damage. Kind of depends. It's up to you. The final two characters that I kind of use to pivot out, or sometimes when people play a little bit too cringe for me, are this Pavel, which is obviously at 310, which is very well. I understand, like I said, this is not for everyone. However, this Pavel is the Pavel that I use to race against characters like Lua, or sometimes against characters that go into Guiding Light like Knockwall. And the point of it is just to knock these characters out of Guiding Light and be able to activate someone like Commander Pavel. In all honesty, this character is getting nerfed anyways, so I debated whether or not it was even worth showing. But personally, I feel like Elvira being on counter is probably her best kind of setup, primarily because most people are not going to let the character through anyways. And even though you could be 240 speed, I think it's kind of funny to have her counter and generate souls too. And being on counter also means that you get to, you know, S1 or gain, you know, a little bit more damage and tempo things up a little bit quicker, so you're not waiting until turn 200. That being said, she's on your typical 275 ER plus or 300 ER plus build alongside Candlestick. This is not going to be relevant later anyways. I forgot to mention, but I do want to give a bit of a quick shout out to a faster Jacko who I do sometimes need to cut some of the openers in the game when I'm pairing her with Zio, and Politis, who is a little bit fast, and basically, the point of this character is just to be fast enough that I don't have to deal with any BS. Aside from that, though, guys, you may see, again, some characters like maybe a fast Briar Witch Iseria, and as you can see here, she's just 271 with 200 F, and then maybe Death Dealer Ray. All these characters, though, are kind of things that you'll see out in the wild anyways with other players that aren't just playing Cleave. Let's finally get into the video. Okay, so really all I have to do here is just not get one shot by the Mercedes, and like we should be fine, right? Like this should not one shot my team, right? Surely not. Please no, please no. Okay, and lo and behold, he is gone. Goodbye, sir. I mean, that was an interesting concept, I guess, like trying to, you know, push up his team with closer, but this is kind of just how you play Cleave now. You just pick Ran, Zio, you pray that nothing counters you, and if you do get one shot by Elbrus and stuff, like, I understand that is like a very real possibility you lose, but ultimately, you've got Ran, you've got Zio, everything gets defense broken, you have two big AoEs. Usually what they're gonna force ban on you is something like, you know, either your AoE mitigation or it's going to be Elvira, and there you go. Now again, mind you, I understand that I don't have like a super load, or like I understand that I don't have like a load of damage here. However, guys, you would be surprised, Death Dealer Ray plus Briar Witch Iseria kind of does infinite damage in a sense, so I was contemplating running this button right now, but I don't think it's actually worthwhile for me yet. Oh, okay. I'm going to Soulburn here because I can't be missed, or, you know, I can't be resisted. I already have Soulburn Ignore ER, and I have Andre's Crossbow, and that paired with Briar Witch Iseria should do enough, and so long as everyone goes to sleep here. And honestly, even if they don't go to sleep here, I think I'm in a pretty good spot. Everyone's defense broken. Everyone's unbuffable. Hopefully everyone go, you know, assuming no 15%, everyone goes to sleep here as well. And now, while everything gets queued up, they're sleeping. All right, everyone's got venom on them. We run our S3. And you can tell how much lag there is because either stuff is getting countered or they're like taking a load of damage from venom. And boom. If that wasn't like very satisfying to you, I don't know what is. This is kind of how you play Cleave nowadays. It's pretty much set everything up through Death Dealer Ray because Death Dealer Ray is, you know, super OP. And as frequently as possible, you try to pair Ray and Briar Witch Iceria. You kind of just try to punish the players that are focusing a little bit too much on Aiden and trying to play like this Karina playstyle. Because in this day and age in 2024, we've got plenty of answers for those characters. Granted though, when you're playing Cleave, you are also kind of just prone to getting one shot. Okay, so RB can't get one shot. Or if he can, we kind of just have to wait. But that should, in theory, be okay because Ran... maybe I actually had to S1 there with Ran. This is so weird. I've never seen someone play like an RB, like a really fast RB kind of win con like this. I guess we just have to S Soulburn S2 onto the Abigail. Okay. Okay, so this doesn't work, actually. Now that I think about it, yeah. Like, it was impossible for this draft to, like, really make sense. He's really fast. We have S3, and it should one-shot him. Okay, I was really concerned because that was a really fast RB, and then Abigail just was, like, stopping me from pressing any buttons. Surely this doesn't one-shot me. And, yeah, that should be fine. We have... Even though it holy sacked, we one-shot it with Ran, Soulburn, so... Great! Even through like the weird nonsense of the draft, we were kind of able to navigate through it just because honestly, 5th pick is pretty strong right now. I didn't even pick Elvira here, who I think probably would have been a force ban if I had ended up picking her. So, okay. So usually I have easier access to, or usually I play this a little differently, especially because I have Rimuru, or usually I play this a little differently because I normally pick my slower Zeo into a draft that looks like this, but it would appear as though he just picked Rimuru after trying to trap me. If you guys aren't familiar with what Zeo trapping is, I apologize. I've explained it a couple times now, but basically it's when you force someone to play into Zeo, or when you force Zeo to do something very particular or very specific, but it looks like he's just dead now, so he basically just got punished. He got one shot. That's kind of the strength of Cleave right now. If you are in a way, or if you're, well, let me just show the draft basically again. If you take a look at this draft, I start off with Zeo. He picks 2 characters that are either in Guiding Light or that try to punish me. So in other words, trying to trap my Zeo. I pick Rand plus Politis because I'm planning on still cleaving. He picks General Purgus, another character that if you hit him or if you force Zeo to hit him, the entire enemy team gets pushed up and they get to take the turn. Followed by Briar Witch Iceria, who again is another Guiding Light character. Now the response that I have to this is to pick Summertime Iceria and Requiem Rowana, because these are characters that either push up with Ran or they push back with Rowana, and it's very nice just because, again, so long as you pair it with someone like Zeo, or so long as you pair it with someone like Politis or Ran, all these characters have a lot of ways to activate. But I guess he was feeling, you know, I guess he was cracking under pressure, and he wasn't able to actually commit to the draft, so then he ended up having to fight, or he ended up picking Rimuru, but then Rimuru ended up being his downfall. That was kind of just how the Zeo draft worked, because again, no one got pushed up, and ultimately my Rand did end up hitting, but even if he hadn't, I have Caesarea to deal with, you know, the Aiden. I have, you know, Politis and Zeo and all these random things going on, so it looked like it would have been fine in theory, but yeah, that's Cleave. Anyways, guys, that was pretty much it for playing Cleave. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you learned something. I understand it's not the most in-depth guide of all time just because playstyles change so frequently. But if you enjoyed kind of Cleave-focused stuff like this, make sure to let me know in the comment section below. If not, I hope you guys enjoyed the one-off video. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure to check out the rest of my socials. I stream on YouTube and Twitch pretty regularly now. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios.